All right. National Young. Good.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
I want to begin by reiterating what I said in my opening, that I do not hold to the teaching of the Immaculate Conception. Also, let me say, I see why now, based on what was presented, why the captain has drawn this conclusion, and the bigger picture of this discussion, and this will probably generate another debate maybe down the line, is that the captain doesn't believe that Jesus is Yahweh. So because the captain doesn't believe Jesus is Yahweh, all the verses that he read about the son of David sitting on the throne, all he's really doing is proving that Christ was a man. So the direction that I'm going in is the direction of showing that Jesus, or the Son of God, existed in eternity before Mary and Joseph, and Yahweh was coming into the world in the flesh, and that was through the womb of Mary. Let me reiterate that again. The reason that this teaching that has been presented by the captain is false teaching is because the captain denies that Jesus is Yahweh. And because he denies that Jesus is Yahweh, what he has done is reduced Jesus just to a human being and not God and man. And then the other thing, and I'm going to get into some scriptures in a minute, but I want to present this, is he actually has Joseph and Mary committing fornication or committing sexual immorality, and then the angel telling Joseph to cover it up. I can't believe that I just heard that's, and I hope that he don't think I'm misquoting him, but that's what it sounds like to me, that he's saying Joseph and Mary had intercourse, and then the angel, she got pregnant, and then the angel said to Joseph, more or less, cover it up. But let me show you that Jesus was before Mary and Jesus was before Joseph. Let's look at Micah chapter 5, verse number 2, and then I'll come back to the book of Matthew. It says in Micah chapter 5, verse number 2, but thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been of old, from everlasting. Well, who is that talking about? That's talking about Jesus. Let's get that confirmed in Matthew chapter 2. Matthew chapter 2. Let me turn over there. Sorry, I don't have the technology that the captain has to put verses up on the screen, so I have to do it the old-fashioned way. Matthew chapter 2. It says here, verse number 1, now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. And for the sake of time, verse number 4, and when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people, Israel. So the prophet Micah was prophesying of one coming who's from old, from everlasting. So one of the things that we have going on in this discussion, and I want to keep this before the people who are listening, I don't expect the captain to submit to this, is that Jesus is eternal and Jesus is Yahweh, and he came in the flesh without the aid of man's sperm. Let me also say, because I don't want him to think that I'm avoiding, because he gave a lot of verses.
Avoiding everything.
The problem that we're dealing with is when you look at these verses through the lens of Jesus being God, then you understand as a man, he still has the lineage, but because he's God, God didn't need the sperm of man.
Hello.
Yeah.
Peace, brother. Peace. What's going on?
What's going on? Not much.
Okay. You going back into this Eric, man. You going back into the virgin birth?
I can't leave it.
Wow. What made you get into it, bro? I mean, so did somebody bring it up a couple of weeks ago or what?
No. If you look at my channel, listen, let me share my screen 1 second.
You know what? I can't see now. I'm just getting off the
Okay.
I just seen that you had went live. I said let me tune in and get some knowledge today.
Right. So 10 years ago, as a Hebrew Israelite, I realized the virgin birth rejection was wrong, right? As a Hebrew Israelite, it was the Comforter crew were the first people to lead me to that direction. Before then, I used to believe like Nathaniel 7 and everybody else. They brought that. So GMS started beefing with the Comforter and his crew. So they start making video disses back and forth about who don't know the scriptures. So the Comforter crew has said, nah, they said another thing. You guys think the virgin birth is false, but it's actually true. So now this is the first Hebrew Israelite camp that I ever known to say it was true. So I'm like, so now they got my full attention. I'm like, what? And then this
Wait a minute, wait. What camp you say?
The Comforter.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Oh, I couldn't hear because the wind was blowing real quick. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, and this is a large group. So when they say it's like, wait, what? Okay, and it came from One West. So it's like, what? So when they start to explain the scriptures, I'm trying to follow because I'm ready to make a debunk video quick. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh shit, this is lining up. Same thing with GOCC. GOCC was the first Hebrew Israelite camp under One West to teach the Gentiles can have salvation. So again, I'm like, what? This is a big group. Why would they teach that? So I'm behind them, fact checking verse by verse, read it myself, making sure it lines up. And it did. Like, oh, okay. So the Comforter crew and GOCC were the first two Israelite camps to break me out of the One West spell on certain aspects. So I debated it a few times, cleaned people very easily, and this is before I knew what I knew now. Okay, so what got me back in it is that I know what doctrines Hebrew Israelites are sensitive towards. Okay, I know the ones that ain't. Okay, so I know they're all sensitive on the virgin birth. I have no idea why. This don't have nothing to do with their belief system, really. Whether it's true or false, their belief system is still what it is. And they hold this harder than the resurrection is false, and you would think they'll go harder on that one. But so this is why I brought it back up. But I brought it back up mainly because of the Kyrie Irving thing.
Okay.
So, all right. Hold on. He's bugging out. We'll put him in his crib. So he can cry some sleep. All right, let's go. You're gonna be a crib. Cry some sleep. Okay. So my voice is kind of dead. So with the Kyrie thing, I said that what's most sad about Kyrie and those guys, Kanye, is that Nick Cannon is not only that they're following the doctrine that the Hebrew Israelites are black. There's many doctrines of different black folks to argue that, but I'm saying that they're following the worst Hebrew Israelite doctrine. And case in point is the virgin birth. Okay, so I'm letting my chat know that not only are our elites following a religious doctrine, they're following the worst religious doctrine. So I'm saying that the virgin birth is so clearly read and understood that you got to be a fool to think it's saying something else. So I'm calling the One West doctrine a foolish doctrine, and this foolish doctrine got our elites behind it, which shows how simple we are, which is why education is a must. Anybody who reads Matthew chapter 1, Luke chapter 2, without any religion persuasion, any religious influence, if they read those two books, just the two chapters, 2 books and the 2 chapters, they're going to conclude that this is a virgin birth. Okay? They're not going to conclude Joseph is the father. I mean, it's that clear cut.
Okay.
So I'm back on the scene on the Hebrew Israelites only because they've taken down one of our best elites, Kanye, almost took down Kyrie, and Nick Cannon just redeemed himself. So now I'm like, yo, enough is enough. So before this, I used to go into Nation Islam doctrine because a lot of our elites got caught up in that shit. And I used to debunk that and show how stupid and elementary it is. So really, I'm called the Can Man. That's my nickname. Anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, anybody can get it.
So you're not going at those camps or like the Nation of Islam for like the secular work that they do. You just going like over the like the doctrine.
The doctrine only.
Okay.
Okay. So some of these guys go to the prisons. They do a lot of, feed the homeless. No. Why would I, as a sane man, who's also part of activist movements myself? Okay, I got video. I got I joined groups that was part of activism. So I myself am a walking foot soldier and have been. Okay, so I got the right to talk and criticize. I've been out there door to door. Projects. I did security in some of Newark, New Jersey, worst buildings. I was an urban turner. I was on Stratford Street in the 2000s, where everybody's scared to go there. Okay, I'm there with a flashlight and a walkie-talkie. So
wow.
Yeah, so I've been but again, so when these guys talk their shit on YouTube, like these are clowns that can't fit in with their own people. Like, listen, if you're black and I'm black, which I am, you got to be a complete savage for me not to be around you. But I'm thinking that these bloods are just human beings like me. As long as I don't disrespect them or something like that, I'm cool. And that's always my attitude wherever I go. If they're black and they're not 100% savages, 100% super predators, I'm going to survive and thrive among them, which I did. I was the only person to not get into a fight or scuffle with those guys. Everybody's getting their ass beat. I heard it on the radio. Code 1, code 1. Okay. So, yeah, the activism part, no. It's the religious dogma. Now look, I don't even care about that too much, by the way. I don't care about the religion. That's your personal choice. But when it starts spilling out to our people where we're losing our livelihood, now I'm going to say something. Notice I don't talk about the church at all.
Right.
Right. Because I don't believe their doctrine is costing Black men and women livelihoods. I don't believe Orthodox Islam is costing Black people their livelihoods. I don't touch Orthodox Islam. I don't touch Orthodox Christianity or even a Old Testament Hebrew. I don't even touch them.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. So since I got first on YouTube, I came on YouTube to debate 10 years ago. And it was the Nation of Islam first, because that was my first religion. Again, I believe that religion hook, line, sinker, until I start reading it for myself. Study class, all these shits to brainwash you. Once I said, let me read this book for myself, I came to different conclusions to what they was teaching in study class. So then when I asked, not even challenge, just asked, excuse me, you said Moses going here meant this with Farrakhan, but I read this, he just doing this. It's just, this ain't no or. How about Yakub, Jacob? Y'all said Jacob with the animals, mixed breeding him. You said this was the symbolic reason for Yakub. No, Jacob is actually stealing from Laban. I said, it's got nothing to do with people or Yakub. He's supposed to take the spotted animals, because spotted animals are seen as cheaper than a solid animal. Same thing with dogs, purebreds, everything. So you get a purebred, the purebred goats and sheep. Those are more worth value than a spotted sheep or blemish sheep or goat. It's real simple. Laban told Jacob, when you go ahead and start, breeding these guys, you take the spotted, you leave the pure with me. I'm paraphrasing because this is my shit and this is where you can make some money. Jacob decided to leave Laban some spotted sheep and lamb and take the unspotted for himself, and then he bounced. And Laban tried to kill that. He tried to kill him. Okay. So when I explained the real story in the mosque, they were like amazed and confused. Like, wait, so why did we learn the other shit? I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
So, and not only, have you ever heard of the sovereign citizen movement?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Right. Sandra, what's her name? Sandra, what's her name? I would say Sandra Bullock. Sandra, right? She died over that shit. And so many Black people.
Are you talking about Sandra Bland down there in Texas?
Yeah. Talking that Morris bullshit. So what I did was, I see Black people dying and people are losing their livelihood, losing their kid. Two sisters lost custody of their kids. Kids got sent to foster care, kids all screwed up in life. Women too.
I didn't know she was pushing that. What you think ended up happening to her? Not to get too deep into it. What you think happened?
I don't know, but whatever happened, she pissed the cops off. where they wanted to kill her.
Okay.
Okay. And they did. So, and it's all, I mean, if you're going to sacrifice your life, where I'm coming from is let it be a noble cause. Let it be for something legit that Black folks are also complaining about, protesting against. Don't go on a one-woman mission where we don't even agree with your ass. Now you're all by yourself on a pseudo standpoint. That Moore shit. So many Black people lost, so many women lost their kids, so many Black men lost their jobs, licenses, all type of shit, because they really believe that a Moor has sovereign citizenship in here in America through Morocco.
Yeah, I told you my buddy a couple of weeks ago, he didn't take a gig, and he said he ended up he regretted it, you know, like 5-6 years ago, because he should have took it was a postal job, you know.
Exactly.
Like, I have licenses dealing with the environment, the line of work that I do. So, you know, I can't risk my licenses for no BS.
One second, I'm typing table. So anyway, so a lot of these Hebrews, just skipping forward, recently are really like, yeah, they talk so tough and absolute, but when you invite them to not even a debate, a discussion, they make up 1,000 excuses, but they'll talk over your ass on that microphone though. So anyway, the sovereign citizen doctrine, which I exposed recently on my channel, okay, is a whole bunch of bullshit. Now, not every Moor believes that, but the most illiterate of the Moors believe that. The people who got the police records, all that shit, the arrest records, they are the ones who get into that because they're in a system because they're fucked up ways in life. And instead of making it right, you know, being a stand-up citizen and cleaning up your name, you know, if you sell drugs and do a couple years, or if you rob somebody, listen, you paid your debt in society. Now it's time to reclaim your identity, right? Yourself, your reputation. Get out in your city, start going to conventions and things like that. Start volunteering, start being with kids and elders. You could win your name back the right way. These people want to become sovereign, where they can still do illegal shit, but America cannot touch them because now they're immune. America does not have jurisdiction to arrest them, so they could beat people up, kill people. People, they could you could sue them like if you try to get a judgment against that. This is what they do. I expose people like that, mainly when it becomes influential in our society. Do you watch sports?
Yeah, absolutely, brother. I'm a big boxing fan, basketball,
Okay.
football.
Yeah. Do you know who that bitch Malika Andrews is?
From ESPN?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like a 2-week live on that hoe.
Did you?
Yeah. That is a dog, man. The DOG. That's a dog.
Why you say that?
Because that chick literally got put in that place because they thought she was cute. That she has no work she put in, the years that other people put in. That, bro, she literally got bumped up. And this is why she don't know shit about sports. But she want to argue with the people who know about sports because she's pushing a feminist agenda. I mean, I don't know how you missed that. That's all she talks about. every chance she get to throw a black man, not any old man, because the owner for the Phoenix Suns was forced to sell a team this year, sometime this year. Both teams, WNBA, Phoenix Mercury, and Phoenix Suns in NBA, because about 60, 80 people came out against him saying he was racist, that she called people niggers on the job, women saying he was sexist, misogynistic, all this type of stuff. That bitch reported that and left it just like that. The next day, Ime Duko came on the scene, that bitch blazed him. And all he did was fuck somebody. This other nigga oppressed people for years. Slave master style. She
you talking about Robert Salver.
Right. She said nothing negative about him. Now, the intern for the Nets, as soon as that she reported it, this bitch was like, yeah. And he has a past where he was arrested for being drunk and intoxicated, in public. What? This black man, by the way, black man. Every chance this bitch got, but I get it. I get it. Black men in this country, we are Americanized with beauty. So we scream black. But when it comes to women of beauty, we like the closest thing to white. Whether complexion, hair texture, nose, lips, ass. We want the close. That's why Malika Andrews is so beautiful. But some years ago, I used to in the barbershop, I used to set up the question, right? Before YouTube. I said, yo, the next black man come here, I'm gonna have him name 5 black women who are just gorgeous. I said, I guarantee he won't name one that's brown skin. And I wish that they had cameras back then, live cameras. All of them named light skinned bitches. Mixed or damn near mixed. You hear raps, red bone, all day long. Damn, nobody. So black women just by default ugly or like aight. Tupac said the black and berry sweet juice. That's probably the last time I seen somebody, or maybe Tyrese or Chingy, somebody said something, but it maybe 3 times, or Ludacris 3 times, where like an elite rapper said something about brown skin being beautiful, brown skin women being gorgeous. Everybody else. So like there's clearly like an agenda. And every commercial I've been showing on my channel, commercials, all mixed bitches. All of them got curly hair. None of them got sister hair. And if they do, they're not the symbol of beauty. They're big, they're fat, and then they're brown skin. So when you see brown skin women on TV, they're usually black hair, big, so like unattractive to like America, basically. So all that shit goes on. So Malika Andrews, and then niggas call her black, but she don't call herself black. You know she call herself Jewish.
Okay.
Like by blood, like a Palestine Jew. But niggas will call her black though. She's like, black? Fuck is that? They ain't black. That's what we do. We look at people, Kamala Harris, and we call them black when they don't call themselves black. Yeah, so it's some backward shit. So now back to what I'm doing. Guy Body, Timmy Turner, Gary Hart. Okay, so it says this. Commenting pause to protect the community. We discovered that comments you left may violate community guidelines, spam, deceptive practices, and scam policies when all I said was, hey, this is Hebrew Israelites. Hey man, do you subscribe to Immaculate Conception? Really? Yeah, it's of the devil. Really? Well, you mind dialoguing with me? I can see you a Zoom link. And some Hebrews flagged me for that. And I'm getting some you'll be able to post comments again in one day. So that look, there's no way to dispute this. I don't got an option to dispute nothing. You can't comment until tomorrow. Let me type. I might go a little harder on Facebook, but hell no. Not YouTube. I know how YouTube do. So anyway, if y'all look at the title of the video, it's called Learn Right or Left Dumb. And that's actually my backup page. So I put the title in there. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat for you guys to subscribe to that in case they limit me on this one. You know how they do. One channel they already terminated. My most popular channel they are terminated already on some like crazy shit like this. But other people can have the most wildest shit on there. Niggas be solid. Like they got sovereign citizenship for real, for real. All right. So anyway, the original channel is called Fact Checkers Community. Eric Bond.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are fact checkers by nature. So throughout the whole pandemic, we debated with the jab, that type of stuff, educated people on that. When it comes to like science in general, evolution, Big Bang, discussions. As you can see now, like the Egyptian discussion is the latest, but we have many scientific discussions from pseudo killers, Chief X and Team Osiris, to my channel, to Asar channel, to Garfield channel, Ujawu, many Dr. Mayat, many scientific, discussions where we disagree with each other, but we still, brought out information, shit like that. But yeah, this is the fact checker. So if something is out there and it's false, and this game is gaining steam, yeah, we're gonna look at it, we're gonna review it and put it to the test.
Okay. What happened to Dr. Mayat? I don't see her that much on the tube like that.
Nah, she got her own channel where she's doing her thing. Nah, she definitely there's two channels that she's on. One, I see when I says flying, that says fly, I think Hawaiian mommy, something like that. I see her on that channel. And then she has her own channel that she be on. Yeah, but she don't really do the community like that because it's nothing but bickering, fighting, and personal attacks.
I remember she did back in the day, about 8-9 years ago, she did it was like a kids cartoon. It was pretty good. She had a DVD out called Mail Trek.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, dope. Matter of fact, I ain't played since I had this kid, so I'm gonna play it for him. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. I played it for my kids when they was young, and it was dope. The beats and stuff in it. It was real, educational, and it was simple to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I noticed that people who have a vested interest in what's being held to the fire, they are the people who are most concerned with the topic. Like, for example, inoculations, right? I'm gonna use that word and not the V word. Inoculations. We are pro, some of us are pro inoculations. So guess what we did? We're not always on the attack. I'm a chess teacher. I play white and black, and I like black better. Black is defense and white is offense. Only if you're black and you play offense, you can get your ass kicked. And if you play white and play defense, you're gonna get your ass kicked. So if you're white, you play offense. If you're black, you play defense, like football. So we went on the defense. We voluntarily went on the defense. Now we know all of the news and rumors about inoculations and the sciences that's against it. We put ourselves on the chopping block for 2 years straight. They say, all right, we're pro inoculation. We think it's the best tool to fight diseases. Come at us. So nobody should cry that we come at them when we voluntarily put ourselves on the chopping block for 2 years straight, the whole entire pandemic. And people was coming from everywhere, attacking. Nation of Islam, Moors, Hebrew Israelites, name it, Christians, name it, atheists. Everybody came at us. And some of them guys were good. So now, pandemic over, that subject dried out. Now it's like, all right, back to the daily shows, and now people crying. Let me see. Yo, the dude Will from that. Did you watch last night's show?
I watched some of it.
Okay. So Drunken Will, he just commented, if you keep my phone number on your YouTube channel, I will consult a lawyer. Why are you posting my information? Yeah, this is a fool. This is a fool. When you join YouTube, when you call in, some people know how to already have their name changed. I have no idea how they do that, but I don't. So what I do, once you call in, there's no way to stop your number from being shown once you talk. So and I can't chat with you, right? Because you didn't click the link. So what I do is I say, what name do you want to be called? And I immediately change your name. I don't let nobody keep their phone number. Nobody, not one person. So your number will be shown for a split second, maybe 1 minute, and it's gone. This fool must have went back and watched the show and see his number for 3 minutes because it says Will. Believe me, I changed it to Will. He's too stupid to realize that. So you go contact your lawyer you want. You better first read the Zoom guidelines when you call in, and your number will be shown. If your name is not changed. All right. So the brother said, I'm at work.
I wouldn't even deal with nobody's channel. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants that privacy. So, I'm sure you wasn't doing it on purpose,
Bro, everybody, include myself, number is on here. Okay. You got to change it. You know how many times I get in the car while I'm live? I call in like you guys. I call in. My number is shown for 8 hours. You can't do anything about it unless somebody change your name for you. That's everybody though. Yeah, but nothing you can do about it. All you can say is, yo, change my number to my name or a nickname. That's it. Otherwise, you got to click the link. Peace to the beginners channel. So the sovereign citizen doctrine I found is the most violent doctrine in Black society. If you want to join a movement and increase your chances of getting shot by a police officer, then join the sovereign citizenship Moorish movement. Join that, and you will indeed increase your chances of getting shot by a police officer or some type of ass whooping.
Okay.
Yeah. So on this channel, we also I would share information what you should do, legal information from lawyers, what you should do once you get pulled over. What can you say, what you can't say, what you can turn down, what you cannot turn down. once you're pulled over. Also, not just the driver, but the passenger. The passenger has more rights than the driver, by the way, on a police stop.
Right. You know what? I remember you were saying that, and but going back to the inoculation real quick, I remember a brother, elder brother, who was out by me. He was, we've been going over the precepts and scriptures for some time now. He was saying, see what happened to Hank Aaron when he passed away and this, and I was like, Hank Aaron was down there 85 years old. I was like, that's not a real good argument, brother. Oh yeah, you know what? Whatever happened to did you and the Apostle had a discussion?
So Apostle called in last night. And I thought he would like to have a discussion, but no. He called in to argue on why I was playing his interview with Sonetta. So I'm like, why can't I play it? And he talked some privacy talk, like, dude, that's a public video, fool. And you went on Sonetta, like one of the biggest platforms in the Black community. Why would you? I said, dude, if you're look, I said, Captain Saquon, if you're ashamed of your interview, how you perform, just say that, and I will stop it. But don't come on crying about that's your privacy. No, it's not. It's public. And he said, well, why would I play it? I explained. I said, because we don't know who you are. And you told us that you was on Sonetta. So I would love to see what you were talking about, Sonetta. So I'm playing your video straightforward. We're not editing, we're letting him say his own stuff. And it turned out he wasn't doing too good with the questions. The questions, he was not doing too good. So he was, I guess, was embarrassed. Now, if he'd have paid Sonetta a couple dollars, Sonetta would put it on private. Yeah, there's many people that hop on his channel, don't do good, pay Sonetta, and he'll like make it private.
Oh, you said they pay him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Some people pay time like anybody else. Like people pay people. Like young Pharaoh paid Tommy Sotomayor to debate him. Yeah, it's like pay advertising. So some people want to be on Sonetta so bad that they'll pay him. Some people just do it the right way and build their name up, and Sonetta invite them freely. But that pay option is always there. Yeah, if you would have paid Sonetta some dollars and said, yo, please don't show that because it's going to make me look bad. I did a horrible job. Here, take this money. Sonetta be like, all right. And then she could say, let me do a do-over. You know what I mean? So they're like, all right, let's do it. Okay, give me the money. I'll make it private. Let's do a do-over. But you're not going to guilt trip me because you did a horrible job. Just say I did a horrible job and I'm embarrassed. Can you not play that?
What was they going over?
Well, Sonetta goes through a whole bunch of stuff in the Bible, and Apostle Zaquan really couldn't answer any question directly because some people just can't say I don't know. So he'll rather talk in circles, and hopefully Sonetta accepts it and then moves on. But then they would laugh at him, and him and Nepal would laugh at him at the answer. Have fun with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact.
So I cleared that up then. I mean, was it cleared up after y'all had spoken?
No, because you hear my voice, I can barely talk. So I can't talk over him. So he'll ask me a question, I go to answer, he'll keep talking over me. So I kicked his ass off. Kicked his ass off. So I'm biased. Why you put the video in there? Okay, Apostle, let me explain. No, yeah, you got to do this, do that. I'm like, Apostle, let me talk, bro. You asked the question. No, I'm like, okay, all right. Apostle, let me talk, dude. No, all right, boot kick his ass off. Okay, here he is right here. Listen.
And the value of that name is the number 666, which is the mark.
Okay.
So it says in your forehead and in your hand. What does that mean?
Okay, let me go ahead and read Revelation 13.
I set out to find the best source of generic Viagra in 2022, and I found one program offering generic
13 verse 17.
Okay.
I'm in the blue letter. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast. Now, you're saying that that means it's someone's name. But
No,
what
I'm saying is read 18. I'm saying 18 says it's somebody's name. Read verse 18.
Okay, let me just cut to the chase here since you want to go back to
No,
18.
I'm saying read.
No, I am going to read it, and then I'm going to cut to the chase. Revelation 13:18 says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666." Now it's telling you the beast, the mark is going to be the 666, which is, I'm going to go get the blue letter for you right now. So we're just going to go straight to it. G5516 is the mark of the beast. And it's,
55:16.
let's see.
That's what I told you. Yeah.
I thought that I could hear it. I was trying to play it, but it's not playing for me. Anyway, it's Chi C stigma, I think.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Hello?
Now, you do agree that means
Playing something?
there's a part of that I can't.
Oh, you can't hear it?
No, I can't hear it.
Really? How's that possible? Yeah. So anyway, that was Zaquan answering the mark of the beast question. And again, not doing a good job. Now, the reason why he acts up, because he voluntarily tells people he's been studying the Bible for 47 years. So somehow that makes him a guru. He's saying he went to school for the Bible, theologian seminary school. So he's pulling rank, like, yo, I know my stuff. So when you challenge him on his belief system and he can't answer, he goes ballistic, like most people who think they're gurus in something and then get shown out.
What you think the mark of the beast is, brother? Or it ain't no big deal?
Nah, I don't get into that.
Yeah, I used to get into it real heavy, but then once all the years start going by, about the shift, and you know what I'm saying, year after year, and the calendar start going and changing, I'm like, let me fall back on that.
Yeah, I don't get that because I'm not into the doomsday doctrine.
Yeah, me either.
Everybody's in a rush to die. Any day now, he's coming back now. Any day now. Like, okay.
A brother I used to fellowship with, he said, this is like 2011. He was like, 2012, the ICBMs, they're gonna be coming, and whoop bop the bam, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They did a rush to die. Like, yo,
Yeah.
any day now, like, dude, I'm not there with you.
Yeah, once I start reading more about geography and world history, I quickly dismissed that.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. I'm trying to comment, but they won't let me comment. They have blocked me from comment at that. Damn, so somebody just can report you and you're just blocked without any, you know, wow.
You saying right now you can't comment?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Boy.
Who was saying something? What was you commenting on?
Brother, whatever I said, it was as pleasant as I'm talking now.
Oh, okay.
Right. Because like I said, I already had YouTube channels terminated that had way more viewership than this. Big. Double, 3 times the viewership. So I know how sensitive YouTube can be. So like I said, maybe on Facebook I might go a little hard, but YouTube, I definitely be careful. But yeah. So I couldn't tell you. What the hell is this? Oh, I can't comment. There, it don't even matter. I can't comment. Okay, so brother, yeah, what's up? Said, you know, what's interesting is that the Hebrew Israelites, because they're saying, well, nah, they're saying, well, when I go live, you can just hop on my live. And what's interesting is that some of them want to always be in a position of control. Like, dude, you're on the streets teaching, you're in control. You got the microphone. So now, even when you go on live, when you want to like dialogue live, you want to be in control too. So at what point are you never in control?
Yeah, I heard a comedian say that a couple of years back. He said, I got somebody was trying to talk back. He said, I got the microphone, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna be in control. Like, dude, sometimes like you will see a rapper be featured, and then he'll feature a rapper. You'll see a host, and you'll host certain people, and you'll see he'll go to other people, TV shows where he is now under a host. Why some of these brothers are so insecure to not be in control? So the beginners channel, he was here. He was supposed to dialogue, but he hauled ass.
Wait a minute, who was supposed to dialogue?
Brother call himself the where'd it go? The truth. Oh, the beginners channel. So he actually came in the chat. I sent the link, phone number and link. And after he said he was free, I sent it. He was in the chat. He said shalom and blessings. I sent the Zoom link and the phone number. I tried to tag his name again. He hauled ass. You see that? See what I'm saying? That's just crazy to me, yo.
Oh, okay.
So anyway,
How's the brother LJ?
He was on 2 nights ago, but he is like 4 or 5 hours ahead of us.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's in the UK. I heard Google Scholar on that last night. He was kind of going in a little bit.
Oh yeah, man, that was funny. And now he got A taste of what I go through.
He was saying one thing. He was saying, which I necessarily, I said I couldn't understand. He was saying the Cushites wasn't Ethiopian.
I'm not sure about that. I was asleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the brother Nabat something, he was sending like pictures, like the look at this. They're black. These guys look so European, but in his mind, like they look so African.
Yeah, I turned it off. Then it kind of started going left. I was trying to, keep up with it, but then I just, I figured they was gonna be on. They probably was on probably 2 or 3 hours after after I hung out. I was like, no, this ain't gonna go nowhere.
Now look, so case in point, I got a pee. So case in point, the brother that's in right now, I gotta change his name because his phone shows Moto G stylus. You see? So let me tell him he gotta select his select your mic. So he got to select his microphone.
Now you did say this was like a few days ago. You did say I think a sister was on there. You said that the brothers was mad at the sister. She must have. Was she in the camp before?
The sister. Well, I'm trying to think of which sister.
You said I think it was me, Google Scholar, another Jamaican brother, and it was a sister. She said she had to go for a minute, take care of some business, but she was like, you was like, yeah, all the brothers mad at you. She was like, I don't care. I forget, but anyway, I think it was around Thanksgiving, either Thanksgiving Day or the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay, I think I know you're talking about. Oh yeah, this is the sister that wouldn't be quiet. That was talking.
No, not the Jehovah's Witnesses. She was cool. She was cool. You was just like, y'all brought up something. It ain't no big deal. It ain't no big deal.
No ma'am. You talking about no ma'am?
Oh yeah.
All right. So Moto G, you got to select your microphone, the audio. Let me just do this for him. Hold on. Say. Okay, let me just tell him he got to select his microphone. Because he's there, but we can't hear him. Man. So I can see that. Yeah, so give him a second. Hold on.
Oh, he's trying to link in.
Hello.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Hey, shalom. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. You can actually yeah, we can.
Okay, this thing's kind of. Y'all see the message y'all putting up on the screen, but I was just trying to figure out how to chime in and get the audio going.
Yeah. So it says Moto G, but what is your name?
I'm Brother Ebree.
Again?
Brother Ebree.
And how do you spell that?
Ebree.
Well, you see Eric Barr? That's the case in point. When I called in, it said his phone, and I got to change that to his name. Now, but it said his phone first. Some other folks, it would say their phone number first.
I saw the name Eric Bond down there, but I didn't know what that was.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Eric Bond's a big fan of James Bond.
Oh, okay. James Bond, a bad dude, man.
What's going on with you, brother?
Slow motion, man. Doing all right. All praise to the Most High. How you brothers doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain, brother. Can't complain.
Yep. Guess we're good with that dude, huh?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So, brother Ebree, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm still here.
Yeah. So, are you familiar with Hebrew Israelite camps?
Am I familiar with Hebrew Israelite camps?
Different ones.
I'm aware of many of them, but as far as being familiar with how they operate, I'm only aware of what I see online, things that they put out.
Okay.
But I'm well aware of who they are and everything like that.
And are you Muslim?
No, sir.
What would you call yourself?
I would call myself an Israelite.
Okay. And this camp, would you say influenced you in that direction?
Ask me that again. You kind of muffled a little bit.
Which camp would you say influenced you in that direction?
Honestly, this was back in 2001 when I first came into the knowledge of who we as so-called Black people are. And I did actually attend a camp, but it wasn't one of the more camps that most people are familiar with. I attended a camp called the Israel of God.
In Chicago?
Yeah, that's where their headquarters is, in Chicago.
Brother Boone?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay.
But I'm not from Chicago. I'm from Dallas, and so they had a class in Dallas, and I went there for 5.5 years.
Yeah, well,
like I said.
And after that, where'd you go?
After that, I just kind of broke off and been solo since, you know.
Yeah, because they teach the virgin birth is true.
Yeah, the IOG, yeah, they do. Yeah.
So do you no longer agree with that?
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with that. That the virgin birth is real. As a matter of fact, me and a couple of brothers that I fellowship with, we just did a video not too long ago, dealing with the virgin birth and how it's blasphemous to say that Joseph is the father of Mashiach. And we just kind of ran through some things and showed where a lot of camps are coming from that perspective. But I'm in full agreement with the virgin birth.
Yeah, because
he kind of choppy a little bit, kind of choppy.
Okay. I'm outside. Can y'all hear me good now?
Can you hear him now, Eric?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, I can deal with it. It's all good. I'm just, I thought it may have been something else.
Nah. So yeah. So I'm going to respond to that. Right. I always felt like for Israelites who believe in the New Testament, I always felt like if Joseph is the father, then their religion is in vain.
I agree.
Yeah, there's no Jesus Christ, and Joseph is the biological father.
I agree.
So, like, they're teaching against their own. Yeah, that's like the Islam members saying Elijah Muhammad was a fake. It's like, dude, just throw your whole faith in the trash. Like that doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah.
where do you now look? I'm of the opinion that if anybody who could comprehend English reads Matthew chapter 1 and Luke chapter 1, they will come to the conclusion that there was indeed a virgin birth. So where do you think this denial comes?
Oh, that's a real good question, man. And it's a simple one from my perspective. Like I said, I've been in this walk for many years, almost 20 years or so. And I don't know if you brothers and sisters are well, I'm sure you're familiar with the conscious community.
Yeah.
I want to say this was around 2009, 2010, and all of those debates was real heavy between those brothers and the Hebrews. It started to really surface then from what I see, because a lot of people from the conscious community questioned it, the virgin birth, while at the same time saying that a woman can get pregnant without a man. She can produce semen from her bone marrow.
Yeah. That's Tahuti, right?
Yeah. So around 2009, 2010 is when it really started to surface and that doctrine started to come out. And I think it was as a means to appease the conscious community, but at the same time, if you look deep into that particular point of view, you will see that it comes from Judaism. In the video that I did, I showed how in the Talmud, what they say about Mashiach and his mother. They basically saying, and I don't even want to utter it because I have a lot of respect for the Mashiach and his mother, but basically in the Talmud, their sentiment is that she was a whore who played the harlot with carpenters.
Wow.
And when you look at these counts, when they try to break down Joseph being the father and everything, they'll express that sentiment without actually saying it, by saying that, you know, what Joseph and Mary did was shameful because they had sex before a ceremony and that kind of thing. But that's basically where I see it stems from.
Oh, got it. Wow, that's crazy. Eric, did you know that?
Not the Talmud part.
Yeah.
Did you know that they got the argument from Judaism?
Now, I'll say this too, brothers. Like I would doubt that they would admit that, but like I said, you don't need people to admit things are true for them to be true. All you have to do is study it out.
Yeah, that makes
See the
sense to me.
connection. Say it again.
That makes sense to me because the Muslims agreed that it was a virgin birth.
Absolutely. I believe the Most High is capable of doing anything as long as it's not against his own law or against his own order. He can do anything. He can bring a baby out of a rock if he wants to, you know.
Okay.
But it's not far-fetched to believe that a woman can conceive without the use of a man. When you look at science today, they doing it today. You know, it's artificial, but
so can you see my screen?
It says learn right or left thumb.
Yeah, but I'm going to play something. But I'm gonna switch it real quick, okay?
I get you.
And I want your reaction. to this. Okay, so let me switch it right now. Okay. My screen now.
Yeah, I see it.
All right. This is Captain Tazariak of ISUPK, debating the virgin birth. Listen.
To bring these being when you have a lot of verses, okay? Because I don't want him to think that I'm the aid way. And he came in to admit to this. One of the things that we have going, prophesying of one where Christ should be born. And they said from the Edom of Judea analogy that the captain had.
Oh, here we go.
Let me turn over there. Sorry, I don't have the technology that the captain has to put verses up on the screen, so I have to do it the old-fashioned way. Matthew chapter 2. It says here, King that is born King of the Jews, for we seen his star.
Right, so I'm gonna fast forward to the part.
In the before of them where for thus are not the least among my people was prophesying of one coming. So one of the things that we have going on in this discussion, and I want to keep this before the people who are listening, I don't expect the captain to submit to this, is that Jesus is eternal in the flesh. I want him to think that I'm avoiding, because he gave a lot of verses. These verses, through the lens as a man, God, into the word eternal, that he got into the Greek about the word spermatos or sperma. Let me say, that word doesn't always mean referring into that word use. So Abraham and Sarah. So
all right, anyway, what I'm trying to find is this. Why do you think the Hebrew Israelites that deny the virgin birth, why do you think they try to say people who accept it is borrowing the Catholic immaculate conception doctrine?
You saying, why do they say that again?
So for all the Hebrew Israelites, and not all of them reject the virgin birth, but the ones that do, okay? Why do they say if you accept the virgin birth, that means that you are accepting the Catholic doctrine, the immaculate conception?
That I can't really speak and say why they say that. I think that's just something for them to pin it on to discredit it due to the all of the errors that come from Catholicism. But I can't really say why they say that. I think it's just a convenient thing to say, because I don't believe Catholicism made up the virgin birth or anything like that. I believe that a lot of the records they had, these are records that they solidified in themselves due to the canon being changed over centuries throughout different dispensations of time. But as far as why they say that exactly, that's probably the only thing I can say. It's just something they can pin it on, because there's no proof to that.
Do you know what the Immaculate Conception is and what it states?
The Immaculate Conception, from what I understand, has more to do with the birth of Mary and not the birth of Mashiach. A lot of times that's another thing that they get mixed up. They'll say the Immaculate Conception, but the Immaculate Conception has to do with the birth of Mary. And so once you understand that, now you have to go and look at Mary's history, because it's not in the Bible as we would have. So you have I know you brothers probably familiar with the canon and everything, and the different books. And a lot of people don't ascribe to certain books, but I would encourage brothers and sisters to investigate some of these records to see what lines up with what we have, you know. And if you read the history of Mary, you'll see it all lines up. But to answer your question, the Immaculate Conception has to do with the birth of Mary.
Yeah, me and the brother, we was talking about other books. Days ago, a lot of brothers that don't want to deal with different books, and I get it, you know. But there's many other books written of in the script, you know, that's not really quote unquote canonized, you know.
Right.
Sometimes you got to go outside for like a second witness.
Amen. I mean, if you, and this is another thing I believe, a lot of people emotionalize and sensualize the Holy Spirit, but the Holy Spirit is very practical. You know, and one of the things the Holy Spirit is supposed to do is lead us and guide us into all truth. So when you're studying the 66 books, you know, and you see that other books are mentioned, you're going to come across other information that's going to lead you into other books as a means to get better understanding. And I believe the Most High set it up that way. But I'm definitely down with going into other texts as long as they line up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had two brothers on yesterday. One brother, I speculate was drunk. One Hebrew, I speculate was drunk. And the other one was not drunk. So I asked them, you know, I'm a journalist. So I asked them, no different than when I ask somebody white who says they're a Jew or whatever, right? Something of antiquity. I would say, well, where in the Bible does it say so-and-so? So I asked the brothers, I said, how do you prove the Israelites are black? So what scriptures you use? So what scripture would you use to prove the Israelites are black?
Well, it's a combination of scriptures that, to me, will prove that the Israelites was black. You know, I'm sure you heard about the passages with Moses and them being compared to the Egyptians, the Apostle Paul being compared to the Egyptians. You understand the history of Israel as a nation, how they split up. You know, you have the different conditions that the Most High said our people would be in. And when you look around the world today, you know, you'll find that we're the only people who fit those things. You know, not to say that when it comes to slavery and that type of thing, that it hasn't happened to other people. But when you look at the magnitude that it happens to us, nobody else can say that happened to them, because, you know, to this day, we're still pretty much under the jurisdiction of the nation that had us captive, or that's holding us captive. So, you know, just to keep it brief for now, you know, those are the things that convince me that the Bible is dealing with us, our ancestors, and even us today.
So is there an acting? I'm asking you, because I asked them, they said yes. I'm asking you. You believe there's an actual verse that tells what color the Israelites are?
I mean, there are certain scriptures, but when you look into those scriptures, you know, depending on the terminologies, those words could vary. But for me, as far as, you know, the color, you know, you have Revelations where it describes Mashiach. You have certain passages in the Apocrypha that describe our people. But, you know, that's one thing I would say, if you're looking into that would be left up to your interpretation. But you know, when it comes to the conditions of our people, when you look at our people today, things the Most High said would happen to our people. That's more so what I go by, and I line that up with the identity.
All right. Let me grab my Bible real quick. Hold on.
Okay. Excuse me. I don't know what happened. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I still can hear you. I still can hear you, bro.
I was just making sure. I don't know what happened to this phone here.
What'd you say?
I said something, my screen looked like it changed, so I was just making sure y'all was still logged in with me.
Yeah. So that you saying the Israel of God, I used to get DVDs from them and back in the day. They always do a good lesson like doing Black History Month.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that's what drew me into them, because at the time or before I joined, there was a brother who worked with me at the job, same job, you know, and we was chopping it up. He actually gave me a tape to look at, and it was called Black History Told by the Prophets. So check that out, and I was convinced after that, because I was really searching, you know what I mean? So that was right on time for me.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much they had grew. They got places all over now.
Yep. Yeah, when I was going, they had quite a few places in different states. They've grown since.
Yeah, you know, I'm out here in Chicago, so yeah, I'm very familiar with them. They're out there in Riverdale.
Excuse me. Oh, okay.
A lot of places they got. Well, I think Brother Elijah's still over there in Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
They got spots all over now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go online. Okay, Revelation.
I didn't hear him.
You said Revelation. What chapter?
Talking about where it describes the identity of Mashiach. You could it's usually, I think it's the first chapter, around I forget exactly what verse, but it's in the first chapter.
All right. So who bear record of the word of God? John to the 7 churches, and Jesus Christ, who is the faithful witness, and made us kings and priests of God and his Father. Behold, he comes in the clouds, and I am Alpha Omega, the beginning and the ending. I, John, I was in the spirit of the Lord's day, saying, I am Alpha America, the first and last. And I turned to see a voice. Okay, so we're getting there. And I turned to see a voice that spake with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7, is this it? In the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed. That one?
Yeah, around 14, I believe. Yep, 14.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, white as snow. and his eyes were as a flame of fire. How was that describing Christ? Like how he looks?
Well, that's just in a lot of ways, and I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, this is him in a glorified form. But
Right.
when you look at the attributes, I would say that more of those attributes fit with our people than with any other people.
So, every nation gets white hair. So how would that be black over everybody else?
Well, when you look at the texture of the hair, the texture of the skin, you know that.
So the texture, it doesn't list texture here. It just talks about color of the hair.
Well, when it say like wool, you know, it's giving you a color and a texture.
Nah, look, it said his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. It's telling you that wool is white and snow is white, and so is the head and hairs of the Son of Man.
Right. That's why I said that passage is more so dealing with him in a glorified form. So, hey, give me 1 second, real quick. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
But
so Eric,
you know, go ahead.
Yeah,
do you agree that this is speaking?
go ahead.
Do you agree that this is speaking towards the color and not anything else?
I did color. As you know, as I just start, I kind of get
We couldn't hear you. You were cutting out.
it ain't that kind of different verse like showing that Israel probably, you know, darker skin, or you know, Cushites, ancient Ethiopians, the Egyptians were, you know, dark. As far as like Christ, you know, it's up in the air. For me, I just right here. I would agree, brother. It's a glorified. It would be definitely a glorified situation.
Yeah, because it says, you know, when you look at brightness, like right now, I'm looking at the sun. The sun is out. It looks yellow, but it also looks like it's bright white. So the glorified Christ would be like describing the sun. It wouldn't be like describing a black person with hue. So that's why it says the whiteness of the brightness of the sun can be as bright white like snow, because it could not be talking about texture. Because although wood is stiff and rough, snow is the opposite. Snow is fluffy and soft, and that's not our texture at all. That's more like white folks' hair. That's why it's not talking about texture at all. It's talking about the color. The color is white as snow. The color is white as wool. And then
Let me ask you this: what person do you know with that skin tone? Because remember, with Moses, right? When the Most High told him to put his hand in his bosom and he pulled it out, what color did he say it was?
it's snow.
It was white as snow. But what color was Moses?
Moses was the color of a human being.
I'm asking what color, like, if we were to classify him today, what color was he?
The Bible never tells that.
Say it again, I didn't hear you.
You got a lot of wind in the background.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, how is that? Mute out, and then you can answer. I was asking what color is Moses?
Okay, so the Bible never gave a clear description of the color of Moses. So if any human being, including a Caucasian, if they put their hand in their bosom and take it out and it becomes white as snow, that snow will be whiter than anybody on this earth.
Right. So why is it that when we go to these passages, people want to more so assume that he was white than black?
Go on mute 1 second. Let me answer that. Because you have white racist people who read the Bible. I learned about these people recently. They're called British Israelites, where they're white people who believe that they're the chosen seed of David and all those things, and that white people are everything that black people say black people are. So there's a white version of the Israelites that says the opposite, but everybody's white. So I would ask them too, like, how are you finding somebody's white in the Bible, like especially an Israelite? And I think they would have trouble finding that verse also.
Can you bring that verse up? I think that's Exodus 6 and 4.
Most Exodus?
Yeah.
6 and 4, okay. Exodus.
Now I asked the Arab guy this at my job. This is a few years back. I was just asking, like, what was the color of, you think the Israelites or Christ was, and he was telling me, olive skin, and I was like, well, what color is olive? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you look at olive, there's only two types of olives. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's either green or darker color. So
no, you also got like the yellow olives.
okay, yeah, I know it was some type of color. I know it's not a large variety of olives. So okay, you got like 3 or 4 different colors.
Yeah,
But
But usually when
I
they
don't,
say,
I don't think it's a salvation issue. What color? Really, to me, that's where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like for me also, like the color thing is so irrelevant for me. But for those who put emphasis on it, that's why I asked them to like show me it in the Bible so we can all just read along. So now you said Exodus 6 and what?
I think it's over there in that Exodus 6 and 4.
Okay, it's not 4. I'll say that right now. Let me look for it. Hold on.
Oh, you know what it is? The Exodus 4 and 6. My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
Exodus 4.
Yeah, it should be around verse 6 and 7.
I'm reading. We're reading
Yeah. It's Exodus 4 and 4.
All right, cool.
history, and so you're reading.
Oh, it is 6. It's 4 and 6. Right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say another thing to consider when reading the Bible. You're reading about ancient records, and so a lot of things weren't written and classified the way we would classify people today, white, black, because it was about tribes and where you came from back then. If you read about Joseph and his 12 brothers, his 11 brothers, when they sold him down into Egypt, they dealt with other so-called groups that were people of color, black people. And so a lot of that stuff is understood already in the Bible. It doesn't become an issue of black and white until you get into our dispensation of time. I don't know if y'all remember that movie Shaka Zulu. When I grew up, they used to show it every year during Black History Month. The series Shaka Zulu. There was a scene in one of the parts. I believe it was the first part. It was like 10 parts. There was a scene in the first part when the British they wanted to go to Africa to meet with Shaka. And when they took the boat over, they kind of shipwrecked when they got there. And when they got to the shore, you saw the Zulu warriors approaching them. And when they approached these dudes, they was looking at them as if it was something they never seen before, like they had never seen white before. You know, he's looking at them up and down. He even cut it. He looked at his hair and grabbed it and cut it. He was just looking at it like, what the hell is this? You know? So when you're dealing with antiquity, you're dealing with things that's already understood. This is why when you see other history, it describes the Jews and who they were and what they look like and everything like that.
So let me go ahead and read. I'm gonna start from verse 1 up to 6, okay? So let me first say this. Eric Bond and brother Ebree, do you believe that in Exodus the Most High was showing signs and wonders and miracles?
I would say yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so we're gonna read one right now. Exodus 4 verses 1. And Moses answered and said, but behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken to my voice, for they will say, the Lord hath not appeared unto thee. That's common sense. If anybody says God is with me, follow me, they're going to want to see a miracle, right? Okay. So the Lord said unto him, what is in thine hand? And he said, a rod. And he said, cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. That's a miracle. That's a wonderful work. Okay. And Moses fled from before it. And the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thy hand and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and he caught it. He caught what? The snake, the serpent. And it became a rod again. That's a miracle. Number verse 5, that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, why are they doing this? So they can believe that the Lord of their God, their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob had appeared unto thee. So these are magic tricks or miracles, wonderful works done by the Most High to convince Israel that this is their God, right? So verse 6, and the Lord said, so now it says, and the Lord said furthermore, so it's another miracle, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his own hand to his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. That's a miracle, white like snow. And he said, put thy hand into thy bosom again, and put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom. And behold, it was turned again, has its other flesh. So now watch this, verse 8. And it shall come to pass, if they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign. These are signs to convince them, not Moses is black, but to convince them that their God is dealing with them and their God has a bunch of miraculous, wonderful works. This has nothing to do with proving to the Israelites he's black. Why would he do that? If they're, hold on, if they all are black, this wouldn't be a latter sign to convince them, hey, the Lord can change me to a white man. Nah, this was a sign that my hand is the color of no man ever could be. White as snow. Go ahead.
Well, once again, like I said, you're dealing as far as the skin and what color Moses was, that was already understood. You have to consider he's going before Pharaoh in Egypt to have his people delivered. So the color of the people is already understood within that. If he's already a black man, if he pulls his hand out, his leprous, people will be convinced by that. If that was to happen right now, people would look at that as something strange, you know?
Nah, I don't
That's
follow. That wouldn't make sense.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
That wouldn't make sense. If, let's say Moses were white, they were white people. If God told Moses to put his white hand and a European hand in his bosom, take it out. If his hand came out as white as snow, that would be super. That would be nowhere near Moses' complexion. That would still be a miracle. And he said, put it back in. And he put it back in. And it's back to a European hand. Again, that was, it don't matter what race you're in this country, in this world. If you take your hand out of your bosom and your hand is white as snow, that's not going to look anywhere near a human being.
Well, you have albinos that's whiter than what we call white people, but they're still black people.
Brother, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a human being the color of snow?
I've seen albinos that's white.
Are albinos the color of snow?
Just about.
No.
You look at let me say this. Have you read Noah's history?
Brother, I'm just asking you from your own personal experience. Have you ever seen a human being the color of Frosty the Snowman?
I mean, not necessarily, but once again,
nobody has ever seen somebody the color of snow or the color of a black marker. So black and white are two colors that no human being can attain.
That's not true.
Have you ever seen somebody as black as the magic marker, a Sharpie?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right. I'm done with you.
I've got black and purple hues on their forehead.
Eric, let me ask Eric then, because he might be more honest. Eric, part A and part B. Have you ever seen a human being the color of whiteout? And have you ever seen a human being or the color of bird shit? And have you ever seen the human beings the color of a Sharpie, a black Sharpie?
No.
Right. So this was happening last night. Last night, people were just deluding themselves just to be correct. It's like, listen, there's other ways to prove the Israelites were black outside of these verses 1 and 14, Revelations, is not talking about nobody's skin complexion, and Exodus 4 and 6. But there's other better ways to prove the Israelites are of color without using those two verses that are clearly not point you to an ethnicity.
Once again, if you go read Noah's history when he was born, it said he was white as snow. It said he looked like one of the angels.
So the
That's
angels
the point that I'm making.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So the angels are white as snow.
I'm telling you what the text reads. It says he looks like one of the angels.
I got you. So according to the text, the angels are white as snow.
According to that passage, Noah was compared to the angels.
I got you, but I'm asking. Now I'm trying to see how honest you're going to be. According to that passage, are they saying the angels are white as snow?
Yeah, we can assert that.
Okay, so now Eric Baum, backwards. If Moses was black and he put his hand in his bosom and it came out white as snow, and according to Ebree, brother Ebree, white people, that was proving that his hand was as white people, because that was his first opinion on white as snow, white people. And now he's reading the story of Noah, that Noah was white as snow. So now we see Noah, if white as snow means a white person, because he was saying that albinos are close to snow, white snow. So if they're close to white snow, then white people are also close to white snow. So if Moses' hand looked like white as snow, and if Noah was born the color of white as snow, and if angels are white as snow, then we can assume that most people in the Bible are white as snow.
Well, I also said albinos are whiter than what we would call white people today, too.
What the hell is whiter?
Have you ever seen an albino person?
Okay. So now what you saying now? Because I lost my connection for a minute.
Okay. Repeat it one more time, Mr. Ebree, Brother Ebree.
I said that albino people that we know as albinos today, if you line them up next to a common white person, you will see that in skin tone they are much lighter.
Which
However,
wait. Which albino? African? African?
I mean, say
There
it
are
again.
there are also European albinos. So which one?
Either one. I mean, even if you line up a African.
Wait. If you line up an African albino compared to a European albino, which one is closer to white as snow?
We're not talking about European albinos. We're talking about regular white lined up against the albino. That's albino that much lighter.
Brother Ebree, Eric Bond, it's 3:30. I gotta get ready for work. So I gotta cut this one short. My brothers, it was a good bill. I would love to talk further. But so Brother Ebree, I sent you a link to the channel. So it's in the chat. So click that link and you'll see the playback. It's in there. And also I'm gonna go live later on the Virgin Bird. So we're gonna invite the Virgin Bird.
All right, well then y'all be smooth, man. Good talking to y'all.
All right, Eric. So Brother Ebree, if you want to join me in discussing the virgin birth for the Hebrew Israelite that believes it's false, you're welcome.
Okay, so bro, we got
Yeah, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You hear me now?
Can I hear you?
What about now? What about now? I'm walking.
Yeah, stop walking. I cannot hear you.
You hear me now?
It's too bad. It sounds like you're hiking. It sounds like.
Well, it's kind of like that. I do a daily walk this day, so I'm stopping right now.
Okay, now it stopped.
Okay, I was just saying that you got my information. Just let me know whenever you want to collab. We can discuss whatever you want to discuss.
Yeah, the virgin birth most likely. Because that's the hot topic. Which YouTube channel was yours again?
The beginners channel.
Oh, listen. I can't comment on YouTube because somebody flagged something like I don't know. So you got my email, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so email me, I'll email you, and we will collab on a virgin birth denier.
Got you. Most definitely.
All right, good building.